Today I'm going to model for you the 5 W's web, which can be found in Teaching, Reading, and Social Studies, Science, and Math by Laura Robb. It can be found on page 163. I like this strategy for reading because it's easy to create for students and it can give them a quick reference for other assignments that they're working on. So I have already begun to make my 5 W's web. I am focusing on a 6th grade social studies standard for expansion and reform. And part of this standard is to identify the key events, individuals, and groups involved in the process of Minnesota becoming a state. So the information gathered from textbooks, online resources, any kind of article you choose for your students to read, the information can be gathered from there and simply put into their reader's notebook or on a piece of chart paper where they can share it whole group. So if they have their text in front of them, this is an easy strategy to do during their reading or during a rereading of the text. I have gathered information for this web and I've put the topic in the middle, which is expansion and reform. And then I have my 5 W's: who, where, why, when, and what. So the what would be Minnesota becoming a state. Okay. When would be May 11th, 1858. And the why. There are 3 reasons why Minnesota wanted to become a state. One was to control their own money. Another is to attract railroad companies. And the third, to have a voice in big decisions for our country. And in this particular time was slavery. The where. Minnesota was a territory before becoming a state. So we can put Minnesota Territory. Or we can put the Upper Mississippi River region. Okay, and our last W is the who, and there were several people that played a part in Minnesota becoming a state. One of them was Zebulon Pike, Henry Sibley, Alexander Ramsey, and Henry Rice. Now, once students have this filled out, they can easily use this to choose a topic to further research, whether they want to research one of these people who played a part in Minnesota becoming a state, or if they wanted to research more of why they wanted the railroads in Minnesota and what their stance was maybe on slavery at that time in the country. But this is a great resource for students to have, and I recommend putting it in their reader's notebook for easy access to it so that they can go back and look at it and use it as a resource whenever they need it. And that is the 5 W's web strategy.